Okay, I want to start, gents. Just listen up. Now pay attention, please. Adrian's scan has been completed. Okay, he's drawn it in black. We've scanned it in. I've opened it with Photoshop. The first thing I want to do, boys, I need to rotate this. So I can go to image rotation, and I want to spin it 90 degrees counterclockwise so it's straight. Okay? The next thing I want to do, you can see some of the blue markings at the top. Okay, now I can get rid of that using levels. So I go image, adjustment, levels. Basically what I tell Photoshop now by clicking on the little white eyedropper is I say that this blue up here needs to be white. So I just keep clicking till it disappears. And then I pretty much have a pure black and white artwork. I've got one layer at the moment. It's locked. To unlock it, I double click. Okay, so I double click that layer. Now it's really important, year 8.
It's not charging.
Yeah, just sit down. It's really important, boys, that you don't work on that background layer. Anytime you want to add a colour, you add a new layer. Okay? So what I'll do, boys, is I'm going to start a new layer. So the first thing I did with Adrian's is I grabbed my magic wand tool. And I'm going to click just the outside of the face, or a section of the face. Now what you need to be cautious of here, because I've started the new layer, it's on the top. If I go and click on, say, the eyeball, it doesn't select because I'm not on the right layer. So what I do is I click on my layer 0, my background layer, and I click the eyeball. Now I can work individually with just that section. So I'm going to go and click the bigger section of the face, and we're going to add some colour. We're going to fill this. The key here is to move off your background layer and go to layer 1, okay? Because we want to paint on that fresh layer. We don't want to touch the background. There's a number of things I could do here. I'm going to show you how to fill, and then I'll show you how to put the gradient on. To fill it up, I go edit, fill. Now under this drop down, if you click on colour, I can pick any colour. So I chose an orange, so I'll go and grab that orange and hit OK and OK again. So it's a solid orange, which looks pretty decent. I could go through and fill the stripes and do the eyes, different colours, exactly the same way. I'm now going to make a new layer by clicking that little bit of paper. I click on the paper. Now what will happen if I just click the screen now? Marley? That's true, yeah. It won't select anything. So the key is to go back to layer 0. I'm going to click this stripe here. What do I hold down if I want to select more than one thing? Good. So I hold shift and click down the other sections of the face that are sort of the stripes. Okay, let's imagine I did those. I want to fill these. So I need to go and click on my nice empty layer 2. If I hit fill now, it'll fill my background, which I don't want. Tom. Layer 2, I go edit, fill, I go to colour, and I'm going to pick a dark brown. You could do a black, you could do whatever you want. And that will fill those sections. To deselect this section here, I press Control D. Now, I've got some colours on there. To make it more interesting, I'm going to start thinking about gradients. So I go and click on layer 1. If I double click, I get my layer styles menu pop up. So if I pull that out to the side and click on gradient overlay, you then click on the word gradient and you get all the settings just for the gradient. I can go up to gradient and I can pick any one of these. Okay, now I don't want that necessarily, but I do like the orange in it. If you want to change the colors of the gradient, you can double click one of the stops. Now I might grab a real dark orange. Okay, hit OK. So what I've just done, boys, I've gone through and I've applied a layer style to that section of colour. Let's want it to colour in the nose. This is the last thing I'll do, then we'll get started. I click on my background layer, grab my wand and make a selection. Okay? Now the key is to go and make a new layer and we'll fill that black. Okay, so I go to colour. Now black's actually a preset. You click black, hit OK, and it will fill it black. Control D, and I deselect it. We can start building up colours. We can also paint by hand. You can do exactly the same thing just with a brush. It depends on the style that you want. Any questions? Now, gentlemen, I just record